Hey friends, welcome back to Jenny Food and My Kitchen. If you are looking for a super simple but wow appetizer for your holiday dinner or party this Christmas, I have got you covered. We are going to take this bag of cranberries, which by the way are on the cheap right now. I paid 99 cents for these, and I'm going to show you how to take these and make them into a wonderful, like a Christmas jam compote. We're going to serve that over goat cheese, and we're going to make that look pretty and festive, and you will be the hit of the party. So let's make this. Friends, we are going to use, of course, this bag of Ocean Spray cranberries. Now I'm going to use both the zest and the juice of one orange. I've got 3/4 cup of sugar. I've got my spices, which include cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves, which are going to kind of give us that Christmas jam feel, as well as a little bit of vanilla. And we're going to put a little splash of this Grand Marnier liqueur, which bumps up that orange flavor as well. And that's just really going to make this very holiday and festive. So let's get to it. First of all, I'm just going to dump these cranberries in this saucepan. Now, I'm going to save out 3 cranberries, and that is for the decoration. We're going to make just like a cutesy decoration on the side of the plate when we get ready to serve this. Apparently I need a bigger hole. There we go. All right, now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to zest this one orange. And when you're zesting that, you just want that top layer, just the orange part. That's where all the oils and the flavor are. So just kind of turn it, check it out. Make sure you don't go too far. And just continue to zest that whole orange. I think we're just about there. And that looks good. We'll get all of that off. And now, of course, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to zest that orange. We'll put that right in my little citrus squeezer. We'll get all of that juice in there. Woo! If we can. Now we're going to go in with 3/4 cup sugar. And you can always adjust this if you think it needs a little bit more sweetness. If you want to use honey, you can swap it out. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our seasonings. We're going to put everything in except for the vanilla and the liqueur. We're going to wait till it's almost cooked to add those. We are going to go in with a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. So simple. That's what I love. A good simple, because I don't know about you, but I've always got so much to make for holiday parties that if you can give me something simple, because I'll have like 3 or 4 things to make for, dinner at my mom's and dinner at the kids and all the things. So there is 1/4 teaspoon. Oh, that was 1/4 teaspoon. I needed an 1/8, but it's nutmeg, so it'll be fine. I'm just going to go in with an 1/8 teaspoon on these cloves, because cloves can be pretty strong. So just about half, just a little tiny pinch of cloves. But it'll really help give it that Christmas jam flavor. All right, so all we have to do is just take this to the stove and cook this down for 8 to 10 minutes. And then I'll show you what's next. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to turn that on to like a medium-high heat. And then grab a spoon and just kind of start to mix all that. It'll take a little bit for all of that to cook down. All right, I've got everything mixed. I'm going to go ahead and let this bubble and cook. Once this really starts to cook down, we'll let that go for about 8 to 10 minutes until the cranberries really begin to pop and soften. And then we will mash that with a potato masher and add in our liqueur and our vanilla. All right, that took about 8 minutes to get where we're at. I can see that everything is very bubbly. And as you can see, this is already kind of thickening on its own with all that pectin in there. It smells so good. We are going to add 1 tablespoon of the Grand Marnier. And like I said, that's optional. You don't have to add that if you don't have it. And we're just going to give that a little kiss of vanilla with a half a teaspoon. And so now I'm just going to take that masher, this potato masher, and I'm just going to kind of go around and try to mash any cranberries that have not popped. We'll just make sure that that's all. We don't want to puree this. I mean, you want some texture in there. You just don't want big balls of cranberry, which that looks good. It looks like everything has cooked down. I'm going to go ahead and let this cool, and then we will top that on our goat cheese and make it pretty. Friends, our cranberry orange sauce is ready. It is cooling, and boy, it is really, I mean, you can see it's really thickening up as it cools. And so it'll be really nice to spread over this goat cheese. Now we are going to go ahead and spread that on this bigger platter, but I wanted to remind you of these beautiful holiday platter set that I did in that Christmas gift guide video for cooks or entertainers, bakers, you know, anyone that loves to be in the kitchen. Now, the brand on this is B-I-C-O. I believe it's Bico. But this is a Toile to Joy is the name, Winter Wonderland. And it's this red and white toile looking winter scenes. We are going to go ahead and use the larger plate today, but I just wanted to show you these again, and I will tag these below because these are gorgeous, and they come in mugs and plates and dessert plates, appetizer plates. You can buy me the whole set for Christmas. So let's get our goat cheese on the plate. All right, I am going to focus on kind of half of the splatter. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of put down little spots, and we'll fix it later. I mean, you could leave it kind of technically in a log, but I kind of like the idea of just kind of almost like a butterboard sort of thing. You just kind of want to smush it down. It doesn't have to be perfect. Actually, I think it looks better when it's, to me, it looks a little better when it's imperfect. Okay. And again, doesn't have to be perfect. We are going to put our cranberry stuff on top of this. Just kind of flatten that out. And then I'm just going to kind of bring up the sides a little bit because we are going to kind of create somewhat of a little well there. So we can just kind of peel up those sides, kind of scrape those up, and don't worry, we can wipe off those edges before we serve. And then kind of pull it back out a little bit. All right, that looks good for our goat cheese. All right, I just have a little damp paper towel, and I'm just going to kind of wipe around where we push that. And we'll just kind of make sure that that's, whoops. There, and we just kind of cleaned up the edge of that circle. All right, now we're going to add our Christmas jam, and I'm just going to plop that. Oh, look how beautiful and festive. Now you can put kind of as much or as little as you want. If you want that to be very goat cheese or very cranberry, you can kind of fix this however you like. I'm going to kind of apply like a medium, although I really like this cranberry. It's so pretty. All right, and I'm just going to kind of let it be not perfectly smooth on the top. I kind of like it to have a little texture look to it. But I think that's good. Now, we've got just a little, you know, we've got, probably could make 2 appetizers out of this actually, but I think I'm going to save that for some like French toast or pancakes, because I love, the fun fact about Jenny, I love a good jam with butter on my pancakes or waffles or toast. Yes, please. It tastes like Christmas. Now, I did a pickup order. I ordered rosemary, and what they gave me was a poultry blend. So we are going to work with what we have. All right, I've just got 2 small little pieces of rosemary, and we're just gonna kind of go along in the side, and we're gonna add those right in. And look how cute that is with the rosemary and the cranberries kind of on the side, making that look festive. Now I will get some crackers and we'll fill this in, and I'll show you exactly how I will serve this. All right, I've got my crackers, and I'm just gonna decorate. You could also do crostini. You could do, I mean, whatever kind of cracker you like. Ritz crackers. These happen to be kind of like a water cracker. And so what I would do is cover this like this, and I would take it to the party, kind of zhuzh it up, and then I would just kind of add your crackers alongside of it, or your crostini, or your bread. I mean, you could also just use bread. All right, friends, and there you have it. There is our finished cranberry orange goat cheese appetizer with crackers. You will be the hit of the party, and this is so easy. No one has to know how easy this is. All right, let's give this a try. Now comes the good part, the tasting. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Friends, that tastes like Christmas. That creamy tang of the goat cheese mixed with the, it's kind of sort of sweet, not overly sweet, but sweet enough. Christmas compote, Christmas jam compote. There's enough orange. It's very balanced. You get a really nice cranberry orange flavor. That is good. I guess if I had to critique myself, I would prefer this on like a crostini, where you would get that nice soft goat cheese and that soft against just a real crispy type cracker or crostini. I think that would be probably my suggested serving, but I have crackers today. So friends, I hope you enjoy this Christmas appetizer. I hope you make this and take this, and I hope you buy these platters. They're adorable. I hope you're enjoying your holiday season, and from this house to your house, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Thank you for watching, friends. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.